Hello everyone and welcome to my review for Chainsaw Man Chapter 86. So, remember last week's chapter? Remember how that was just like completely out of nowhere mind fuck? 1 minute Denji is turned into this unstoppable murder machine that's able to warp reality, and the next minute he's in a burger shop? Yeah, that is child's play compared to this shit. So I'm gonna go back just for this chapter to my old way of doing things. And I'm gonna take you guys through this fucking drug trip of a chapter, um, play by play. So we start off like right where last chapter ended, after Kobeni had tripped twice. And her manager asks if this is a hidden camera prank show. How the fuck did she fall down twice? And he starts having a mental breakdown or whatever, and then he gets decapitated by the chainsaw man. So Kabeni takes this opportunity to pick the pieces of the burger off the floor and put it on the table. So then the chainsaw man eats it, and he recalls a memory. So last week, I had thought that Denji was talking to Pachita in the present, but I think someone in the comments pointed out that this was really a flashback to when Denji was a little kid with Pachita. And now we get another flashback to Denji talking about wanting to go on a date with a girl. So Pachita looks around and sees the first female girl he can find, and he grabs Kobeni, takes her to an ice cream truck, and she gets ice cream, which I guess is only the third time she's ever had it before, and he's diced up the ice cream truck. So, the oh my god, the misadventures of Chainsaw Man going about doing normal person stuff continues. So he's going on this date with Kobeni against her will, which is morally questionable. And then they find a fucking Dance Dance Revolution machine. This random Devil Hunter guy shows up and, gets killed immediately. And Pochita tells Kobeni to play in the Dance Dance Revolution machine, and we get this entire page of her dancing on it. She says that she's never done it before, but it's Kobeni, of course. And as you know, Kobeni is actually very talented. She was able to pretty much solo the Katana Devil, if you recall. And apparently she is a prodigy at Dance Dance Revolution, as she... as she is crying and fucking standing on one arm and doing flips to play on the Dance Dance Revolution machine. But the Chainsaw Man has already left. And we see he's on a rooftop and Makima's back. And she tells everyone to come out, and we get this double page spread of all these new Devil Hunters. And they're all talking about wanting to impress Makima and stuff, and one of them says that they're competing to go on a date with her. Sound a little familiar? So we get introduced to these four new guys, and then we see that fucking Katana Devil and Reze are back. So, if you recall, I don't know when this theory started, because I didn't get into this until almost the end of the International Assassins arc, but people have been saying, hey, aren't the hybrids supposed to be immortal or whatever? So maybe Makima is collecting them all to make some sort of special hybrid task force. And it was right. So Katana Devil, who I will be calling Shadman until we get his actual name, because, well, I mean, he looks like Shadman with knives coming out of his hands and forehead. And Reze is back as well, which is great. Originally, when I first read through it, I didn't really sympathize with Reze as much as a lot of other people did. But upon further thought and a reread, Reze's pretty good. And Quan Chi is back. And man, she has got her hand all over Makima's fucking cooch. Jesus Christ. So Quan Chi is going to protect Makima, but it seems like everyone else is going to try and kill the Chainsaw Man. So obviously this isn't going to work. Now, it's very questionable where this is going to go from here. because we've seen that he is strong enough to pretty much one-shot the Hell Devil, and that he was able to fight his way through presumably hundreds of devils in Hell with no issue whatsoever. So unless these people are the hottest shit in the world, they're not going to be doing very much. Even like Reze and Shadman, who we know are pretty good. They were pretty good against Denji when it was just Denji in control. So like, so they're probably fodderized now, unless they've undergone some kind of training. I mean, Reze and Quan Chi are definitely much stronger than the Katana Devil, but I don't know if they're as good as the Chainsaw Man. Probably, definitely not. Now, another thing I'm wondering here is if these other four new guys are also hybrids. So we really have to wonder. I would assume that Makima would not bring, like, random dipshits to come fight the Chainsaw Man. These are either people that are as good as Kishibe, or they're hybrids. Although I would say that the hybrids are probably stronger than Kishibe, as Quan Chi was able to fight him just fine when not even in her hybrid form. Although, to be fair, Quan Chi is, like, the strongest hybrid prior to Denji becoming the Chainsaw Man. But man, this is some crazy shit. So I'm wondering what exactly these guys would be the hybrids of, because it seems like all of the hybrids are some type of weapon. So we've got bomb, sword, and I guess arrow or crossbow or bow and arrow, something like that. So what other sort of hybrids would we have here? I'd be very interested to see what that will be, presuming that these people are hybrids as well. This one dude looks a lot like Yoshida, but I don't think his eyes are black enough, and he doesn't have all the earrings. I'm pretty sure that's not Yoshida. I hope not, because I like Yoshida, and I would prefer that he is able to go about with his academics without getting completely eviscerated by Denji. But yeah, this is some pretty crazy stuff. So we went from Pochita, I guess. We went from the Chainsaw Man getting his burger to kidnapping Kobeni to take her for ice cream, and then forcing her to play fucking Dance Dance Revolution. And then we find out that all of the hybrids are still alive, and that they seem to be brainwashed by Makima. Oh yeah, that. Shadman says that they have to do their best for Makima. After all, how many times has Makima-san saved our lives? Yes, of course, I mean, come on. I mean, Makima was the one who saved Rukia. She even defeated Aizen. And Reze is apparently not interested on a date with a guy. So these people seem to be under some kind of brainwashing similar to what Denji was under earlier on in the series, where basically his only goal was trying to get with Makima. And he was willing to go fight and kill the Gun Devil just to accomplish this. So it's likely that these people have undergone similar circumstances, especially if these other four guys are hybrids, and I assume that everyone else has been in the Makima rape dungeon this whole time. So that's terrible. Now we have to wonder, with Reze and Quan Chi being back, I really don't care as much about Shadman, because, you know, it's just kind of a dick. But Reze and Quan Chi are cool, and Reze and Denji is pretty much OTP now that power is gone, and Denji wasn't really attracted to power. So we have to hope, one, that this brainwashing can be broken. Presumably that would be done by killing Makima, I guess. But you still have that contract to worry about, so, like, do you find a way to break the contract, or you just toss her into hell? I don't know. Or do you have to kill them? But the hybrids are immortal. So unless the Chainsaw Man eats them, we could get into some interesting implications with this here, since they are both humans and the devils. So if Chainsaw Man eats them, like Could you imagine bombs disappearing? Like, holy shit. That would save a lot of, Middle Easterners. Although, I wonder what, fucking geopolitical state of the world is with all of the stuff that the Chainsaw Man has deleted. Oh, I don't know if any of you have seen that thing on the subreddit talking about how the sun doesn't exist. Sunday isn't a thing. Isn't that wacky? Yeah. So I guess some of this shit was teased a really long time ago. Jesus Christ. But yeah, where do I think this is going to go next week? Well, it seems we're going to be getting a 6 to 7 on 1 fight. Now, if these 4 people are not fodder trash, this will be very interesting. If they are, it's just going to be a rematch between Denji and Shadman and Reze, but going against both of them at the same time. And then presumably, if he tries to go after Makima, then Quan Chi will step in. So yeah, I guess that's where this is going to go. I really, this shit is so wild and unpredictable. I have no idea where it could go from here. I don't know what's going to happen. I assume at some point, Denji will take back control. And that will probably be after Pochita has completed all of the things that Denji wanted to do. So if you recall, the terms of their contract was that Pochita would bring Denji back to life. And in return, Denji would live a normal life. Makima has made that pretty much impossible. So Pochita is going around and living a normal life for him. Basically, that's what's going on. They're eating fresh burgers, they're getting ice cream, they're going on dates. That's pretty much what Pochita is doing now. So once he has completed all of the normal life stuff, I guess he would give Denji control back, or maybe Denji wouldn't even be I don't know. This is really interesting. Like 3 or 4 weeks ago, it seemed like we were reaching the very end of the series, but at this rate, I have no fucking idea. I have no idea how much longer this could go on for, because we basically had the entire cast wiped out, and then brought back the entire half of the cast that was still questionably alive or dead. And they're back in the story now, so I have no fucking idea what could happen here. This is nuts. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's really all I have left to say. This was a pretty nutty chapter. A lot of us had hoped for and expected that Reze and Quan Chi would come back. Probably not in this way, but I guess if they're back at all, there is still a chance. So we'll just have to hope for the best, I guess. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I do Chainsaw Man reviews every week. If you enjoy discussing Chainsaw Man with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I would highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to it on my channel. Speaking of which, if you enjoy other series such as Record of Ragnarok, Jujutsu Kaisen, Kengan Omega, and Bleach, I do videos on those series as well, so if you're interested, you should definitely check out my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.